How many times have you walked away from a problem thinking it would somehow disappear on its own, but later it came back bigger, louder, and much harder to face? That happens to all of us. Sometimes the thing we fear is not even as dangerous as we imagine. Sometimes it is just our own mind making the problem sound worse than it really is. Today's story from Quiet Growth Lab will show you something simple but powerful. The strongest one is not always the one who wins. Sometimes, the real winner is the one brave enough to face the fear first. Deep in a quiet forest, there was a rabbit who lived inside a cave. He was gentle, kind, and always ready to help the other animals when they were in trouble. That was why everyone liked him. One morning, the rabbit went out looking for food. He had been eating leaves for days, and honestly, he was tired of it. Then, by luck, he found a carrot. To him, it felt like finding treasure. He was so happy that he decided not to eat it right there. He wanted to bring it back to his cave and enjoy it in peace. But on the way home, he stopped paying attention. He slipped near the river and almost fell in. He managed to grab a tree root, but the carrot dropped into the water and was swept away. The rabbit chased after it, but it disappeared under the waterfall. He felt tired, hungry, and disappointed. And when he finally got back to his cave, he heard a deep, scary voice coming from inside. In that moment, his fear took over. The rabbit was terrified, so he asked a wolf for help. The wolf acted confident at first. He walked up to the cave like nothing could scare him. But then the voice inside shouted that it could break a rhino's bones and crush an elephant into dust. The wolf froze. All his confidence disappeared, and he ran away. Then came the tiger. He thought he was stronger than the wolf, so he stepped forward and roared. But when he heard that same voice, he also got scared and ran. After that, the rhino came. Then the elephant. One by one, every powerful animal backed away. Not because they saw a monster, not because they fought and lost. They ran because of a voice. And that is the part that feels very real. Many people do the same thing in life. They hear one scary thought in their head and believe it. They avoid bills, hard conversations, health problems, or unfinished dreams. The longer they avoid it, the bigger it feels. Fear grows fast when nobody checks the truth. Then, out of nowhere, a tiny frog showed up. And honestly, nobody took him seriously. The wolf failed, the tiger failed, even the elephant ran away scared. So, when the frog said he wanted to try, the other animals probably thought he was crazy. But the difference was simple. The frog did not panic. He did not run. He walked right up to the cave and told the creature inside to come out and face him. And something interesting happened. For the first time, the voice inside got nervous. The closer the frog moved toward the truth, the weaker the fear became. Then finally, the creature crawled out of the cave, and everyone stood there shocked. It was not some giant monster. It was just a tiny caterpillar. That terrifying voice only sounded huge because of the echo inside the cave. And honestly, that feels a lot like real life. Sometimes we build problems up so much in our heads that they start feeling impossible. We lose sleep over things that are not even real yet. The truth is, fear usually grows in silence and avoidance. But the moment you face it directly, it starts shrinking. That is why the strongest person in the room is not always the loudest or toughest one. Sometimes it is just the person willing to look at the situation honestly. This story hits hard because the lesson is something most people learn the hard way. First, small problems do not stay small forever. Ignore stress, debt, health issues, or broken relationships long enough, and eventually they become overwhelming. Second, courage does not mean you feel fearless. Real courage is when your heart is racing, Your mind is full of doubt, but you still take one step forward anyway. That is what the frog did. And third, running away solves nothing. It might make you feel better for a moment, but eventually the problem comes back waiting for you. Honestly, life gets lighter when you stop avoiding things. Handle problems early. Go to the doctor when something feels off. Have the uncomfortable conversation instead of letting resentment grow. Finish the thing you keep procrastinating on. And maybe most importantly, stop feeding negative thoughts in your head all day long. Because sometimes the fear itself does more damage than the actual problem ever could. Sometimes the thing that scares us the most is not even real danger. It is just an echo inside our own mind. And if you are struggling with something right now, try to remember this. The truth is usually much smaller than the fear you created around it. Thank you for spending this time with Quiet Growth Lab. I really hope this story gave you something meaningful to think about today. If it did, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and share this video with someone who might need to hear this message too. And as always, take care of yourself. I will see you again in the next story.